And so I know, Dr. Warren, your work is all around mental health. Could you talk a little bit about, from your experience, what are some of the real life mental health challenges that we as women face when we're trying to find balance, but it could be different, it can get lost in transition, or it could just be difficult with balancing our personal lives and our professional responsibilities?
It is an important thing, and one of the things that I think women do, whether we're all sitting here as these academic individuals or no matter where we are, women do multitasking. Now, multitasking has some good things about it. Of course, you're addressing a lot of things.
Yes.
Dr. Gillespie talked about that. But it also begins to affect our stress levels, our anxiety levels. And so I think it's important as we look with particularly women of color, and it doesn't make any difference what the socioeconomic strata is. The issue is that stress and anxiety mount for women. And the old adage was, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway.
Yes.
I mean, I think all of us have heard that.
Yeah.
The problem is that it fractionates what you're trying to do. And it also puts you as an individual, the woman as the individual, as being second. There was a book that was written years ago called Shifting, and it's particularly insightful for African American women, that each almost second sometimes of the day, you're changing, you're flipping.
Wow.
Wherever you are in your environment, that's what you're doing. If you're here at work, you act like this. If you're at home, you act like this. And these things that happen that mount and really push these stress levels to unbelievable. And so what happens with women is they put themselves last. So I think it's important when we're doing research to really be in the environments with a variety of women to really see what's happening. And I've sat there in different groups. They all say the same thing, and that is stress. They may not say it's stress,
yes,
but they talk about what it happens. I have hypertension. I have this. I have diabetes. I just don't feel well. I don't have time for my family. I don't have time for myself. Maybe my family isn't even there to support me. So I think it's this issue of how do you then manage this stress and anxiety.
Yes.
There's simple ways for women to do it.
Okay.
They don't have to go to the gym, spend a lot of money at the big gyms. If you have that, you want to do it, that's fine.
Yes.
But you can do things like a breathing technique.
Okay.
You can do things like listening maybe to music that you enjoy.
Yes.
You can do things like helping children to learn those same things so that they're preparing themselves as they grow up. So to me, mental health and wellness is a key strategy. And I think we all have to address it, and we have to address it in our research areas that we look at. Because if we don't, we're not going to solve some of these issues and problems that come up. We learned a lot from social determinants.
Okay.
Did we learn how to really manage some of those things that surround them? No, not really. So this is what we're doing now. We're doing what I call the second tier of involvement in things.
What's really interesting, right now we're in a climate where everyone is practicing self-care. And so, but self-care can mean different things for different people. And oftentimes self-care is associated with spending unnecessary money, in my humble opinion. Going shopping, retail therapy, doing things, going out to dinner, etc.
It make you stressful.
Yeah.
Stressful afterwards. I mean, the bill.
Yes, that's very stressful. You're right. So you're just going.
Yeah.
Right. We're not getting any better. We're getting worse. A little better. Yes. So because self-care nowadays means things like going out to dinner, going shopping, etc., you mentioned that it's important to address it in our research. In what ways should we be addressing it in our research, and how do we mitigate stress and mental health complications among our community using research and data?
And I think that's it. We use the data that's there. That's very helpful. And we go from the data and then continue to build and expand it. Because I think you have to have a certain amount of experience within the community. If you're a researcher, you need to be in the community.
Yes.
You really need to have some time there.
Okay.
Time that you can observe, help people, and help them to grow and learn. So this whole idea of, and supporting women, women of color, when you hear different things that they're struggling with, and they all struggle with the same thing, and that is that stress and anxiety. And so what can they do? Have they ever heard of anything that they can do? Do they even know what stress is? I mean, there are some times, I think, when we're doing our research that we just kind of ease over that, you know, and forget what we're doing that affects women. So I think we always have to go back. It's a round robin. You really look at the research, you look at what's there, you try to enact some of that, and then you go again, and you find out more and more and more, and you keep going on that. And that's how I think you improve care across the board. And it's important. A lot of times, you know, individuals in the community will, what do you do? How do you do things?
Right.
And you have to share some of those things.
Okay.
And I think it's important to often share that, yes, stress is bad. It's not good.
Yes.
But there is some stress that's good, some exciting. What kind of exciting things have happened for you?
Yes.
And you make sure that women and women of color do that. But that book, Shifting, really did it for me.
Who's the
when
author?
it talked about the author is Shorter Gooden, I believe
Okay.
is the name, Shorter Gooden.
Okay.
And
Thank
a researcher.
Okay.
And so she really looked at African American women across their lifespan, across what they were doing, and being able to figure out that we're sitting there going, okay, I'm here. Am I the only one here? Or is there someone else who may look like me? What's happening in work environments and those kind of things? What opportunities are being offered? But it's that shifting that gives those microaggressions, those little nicks. You know, it's just like bam, you got bam, I got to change here, bam, there's another one. So I think it's those microaggressions that get to women, and that it's important to think about that.
You have a very soothing voice, and you exude with confidence. Yeah. No, seriously, thank you. So now I'll ask you one more question. What are some things that you do to manage stress? And you don't ever seem really stressed, but
So I do say that, and one of the things that I do every day, every morning I get up, and I spend about 45 minutes doing yoga, Tai Chi, some cardiovascular work, some stretching, some just mindfulness. And I do that every morning. I've done that for years, a lot of years, more years than I will share with anybody. But I feel that that's my time. That's mine. I know it's mine. My family knows, don't come in my room, because it's my room that I have all my things in there that I want to use. But seriously, that is my time. And then I feel like I'm in some ways protected or armed to be able to go out. I also have one of the things that I think is important for women to talk about and to say, today is a new day, and I'm going to take care of me because I deserve it. You start your day out saying that that's what you deserve. And then those little microaggressions that hit, you go, I've got to take care of me because I know I should, and things like that. And breathing during the day. I mean, I also do that and take some time out during the day so that I'm trying to remain calm and not get on the last nerve of someone else.